Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution. Join me, Naima Latif, every morning, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, as we bring you stimulating discussions about the issues affecting our lives. If you're listening online at www.blogtalkradio.com/the-female-solution, press the blue button that says follow and get our daily topics every morning directly to your email and your smartphone. Hi, I'm Naima Latif, Executive Producer of the Female Solution Radio Show. We invite you to call in 515-605-9325 and participate in this daily think tank as we examine the challenges we face and develop solutions that restore peace and harmony. We are global transformers, changing the world from the way it is to the way it should be. We are one. Wherever we live on this earth, we are one human family. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to extend a greeting to all the members of our family, whenever and wherever you may be listening around the world. To our family in China, Ni Hao. In India, Namaste. In Japan, Konnichiwa. In Korea, Annyeonghaseyo. In Russia, Здравствуйте. In Germany, Guten Tag. In Poland, Dzień dobry. In France, Bonjour. In Spain, Hola. In Italy, Ciao. In Egypt, Ahlan wa sahlan. In Ghana, Akwaba. In Nigeria, Peleo. In South Africa, Sawubona. In Senegal, Nangadef. In Kenya, Jambo. In Israel, Shalom. In Pakistan, Afghanistan, Palestine, and Saudi Arabia, Assalamu alaikum. Greetings, and may peace be upon you all. Join us live on the on-air radio network. Call 727-731-5192. We want to talk to you. Hi, I'm Naima Latif, and if you're watching this, that means you're one of the 4.6 billion people from around the world who are using an electronic device to talk to people. In these times, people are using the internet to talk to everybody. Friends, neighbors, family members, co-workers. People are on their cell phones and computers all day long. Now, if you're in business, that is great news. That means you can sell your products and services all day long and never have to leave your home. All you need is a media connection, somebody to connect you to an audience. And that's why I'm talking to you today. We produce programs, and our audience members are people who shop. They buy clothes, food, beauty supplies, cleaning supplies, home repair, transportation services, child care services. Whatever you're selling, they need to buy it. We're your media connection. Just follow this link, and tomorrow you can sit back and relax at home while your business is making you money.
I'm Barbara.
I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Naima. We're three Black moms.
And in case you didn't notice the resemblance, we're also three sisters.
We're going to be coming to you every week, sharing our successes and our mistakes as we navigate our lives as moms, wives, sisters, daughters, and of course, Black women in today's world.
We'll talk about it all: race, politics, religion, economics, culture, and we'll take a look at everything from whether or not to use corporal punishment to how do you teach your children about sex.
Look for our upcoming book, Growing Up Charles. It's a personal story about our lives growing up in Maple Park on Chicago's South Side. I'm Barbara.
I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Naima. We're three Black moms. Follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Three Black Moms.
Hi, I'm Naima Latif. Join me and my co-host Kareem Hamid every Wednesday morning, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on the Female Solution Radio Show, as we explore that relationship that is the foundation for our society between men and women, husbands and wives. Join our discussion as we seek to repair broken family ties and rebuild our community. Listen online at www.blogtalkradio.com/the-female-solution. Call in and comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak to our host. Or you can join us live on Facebook at www.facebook.com/the-female-solution.
Grand Rising, and thank you all for joining us on this Wednesday edition of the Female Solution Global Radio TV show. I'm Naima Latif, and on the second Wednesdays of the month, we're going to shop with Zoe. Well, we are grateful that we have a chance to have an international perspective. And one of the reasons why we bring this perspective is because our lives are in need of change. We need to see the world differently, and we need to know that we have the power to make the world the way we desire it to be. Well, if you have not yet noticed, we have expanded our team of hosts. And so on Thursdays, you're going to be treated to a wonderful new millennial perspective as we join Nature-Based Talks with Angela. And on the first Saturday of the month, and you see her far right picture there, and on the first Saturday of the month, of course, you heard our first show with Global Talks with Zana. And that's an exciting show bringing you perspectives from all over the world. And then, of course, on our second Wednesday of the month, you're going to get a chance to once again shop with Zoe. And you see her photo right here to your left. And one of the reasons why we want to bring you a more powerful perspective of the world is so that you can see what other people are doing, just in case you thought that you were powerless to change things and you have to just allow for the unequal, unfair treatment of the citizens where you live. Because some people in some places have some things they've done right. Well, today we want to talk about the value of your property. And of course, Zoe is not only an international businesswoman, but also a real estate owner. She invests in properties, owns properties, and maintains properties. And maintenance is what keeps properties valuable. If you own a building and you let it get in disrepair, it's going to have less value, and you're not going to be able to sell it for the amount you could sell it for, and you're not even going to be able to charge the rent that you could get for it if it were well maintained, even though we have what some people have called slumlords. Well, they will charge high rents for dilapidated buildings that they have not maintained. And this is why we want to talk about this today. And later on in our second hour, we're going to be joined by a fabulous new cleaning company that's going to get your home, your building, your place in the shape it needs to be in to make a difference. But one of the most important things about where you live is that it defines how you feel about yourself. And if it's dirty and in disrepair, you're going to feel like you're of lesser value. And just like the place inside your home makes you feel a certain way based on if it's beautiful and clean and neat, outside also has an impact. So what about if you live in a community where no one bothers to clean it up? The city just doesn't seem to put forth enough effort to clean the streets and dump the garbage. And so you're seeing and feeling the effects of disrepair. It makes a difference, not just in how you feel, but how those properties are valued and what you can get for your home if you get ready to sell it, if it's in a place that is dirty and in disrepair and neglected, because people who live there will begin to reflect that attitude of unworthiness to have clean, beautiful living spaces. It makes a difference. So let's talk about that now with Zoe Ma, who is one that has experienced living in the best of places and definitely understands how property values affect one's lifestyle.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we're excited because we get a chance to teach once more and empower people by reminding them that they really can change the conditions in which they live. And you've told us the story often about how in China, they solved a simple problem. The streets need cleaning. You have older people who don't have employment. Just simply put the two together. And that's all we need to do. So what we're going to do is take a quick break and give our co-host a chance to come in. And then when we come back, we're going to talk about the politics of property. And when your property values are low and you don't pay much taxes, but how that impacts the quality of your life. And then when you're living in a nice place, how your higher taxes are actually unfairly making up for the deficit of those places that are priced low and valued low. And how can we make it equal and fair? So we'll be right back after this quick break. We want you to stick and stay. Don't stray away. We'll be right back, so stay with us.
Hi, I'm Barbara.
I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Naima. We're three Black moms.
And in case you didn't notice the resemblance, we're also three sisters.
We're going to be coming to you every week, sharing our successes and our mistakes as we navigate our lives as moms, wives, sisters, daughters, and of course, Black women in today's world.
We'll talk about it all: race, politics, religion, economics, culture, and we'll take a look at everything from whether or not to use corporal punishment to how do you teach your children about sex.
Look for our upcoming book, Growing Up Charles. It's a personal story about our lives growing up in Maple Park on Chicago's South Side. I'm Barbara.
I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Naima. We're three Black moms. Follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Three Black Moms.
Hi, I'm Naima Latif, and if you're watching this, that means you're one of the 4.6 billion people from around the world who are using an electronic device to talk to people. In these times, people are using the internet to talk to everybody. Friends, neighbors, family members, co-workers. People are on their cell phones and computers all day long. Now, if you're in business, that is great news. That means you can sell your products and services all day long and never have to leave your home. All you need is a media connection, somebody to connect you to an audience. And that's why I'm talking to you today. We produce programs, and our audience members are people who shop. They buy clothes, food, beauty supplies, cleaning supplies, home repair, transportation services, child care services. Whatever you're selling, they need to buy it. We're your media connection. Just follow this link, and tomorrow you can sit back and relax at home while your business is making you money.
Talk Radio. Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution.
And we are back. You're listening to and watching the Female Solution Global Radio TV show. I'm Naima Latif, and on our second Wednesday of the month, we get a chance to shop with Zoe as we look at some strategic ways that we can invest in property, make it pay off by maintaining it, and also understanding the politics of how our property values affect the relationships within our cities. You have people on the so-called poor sections of town that are living in undervalued properties. And sometimes this undervalue is just based on the fact that the city won't maintain it, won't maintain the streets around it, won't maintain the lots around it. And so the dirty, unkempt disrepair makes the property of lesser value. And so people pay less taxes. So that means the city gets less revenue for those properties. So how does it make up for the deficit? Well, the people who live in the affluent areas, they end up making up the difference. And they don't like that at all. So Zoe, tell us, how is it that the cities allow the citizens to live in places that are dirty, no garbage pickup, no maintenance and manicuring of lots that may have grass growing there, but the city owns these lots and they just let them get full of trash? How is that possible when the city has the resources? Obviously, because they do it on the wealthier sides of town. How does that happen?
Well, I think this is a secret, a scam that not many people actually understand it and discover that. And I actually discovered that as a surprisingly, because I own property in Cook County. I have two property in Cook County, and both in a very wealthy area. So I did appeal tax because the tax was too high. And then because I look at the assess value, and I say, wait a minute, that's assess value is what the city tax the property that they based on. That's the criteria. So how they assess your property value is where how they collect tax from it. And the assessed value is actually very kind of in the dark room, that there's no transparency. And even you go to appeal on your own or with attorney, you never know what their criteria. So I did a tax appeal for two of my properties. One is both in Cook County. One is north suburbs. One is in the city. And then I look at the property I bought in 2020, and they are actually only overassessed by $8,000. And I say, hey, look, my purchase price is lower than this value. And then so I think it's overtaxed. Well, they didn't give me the lower the tax of the year, but they did it in 2 years later. So now that my tax bill reflect the purchase price I paid for. But on the other hand, I have one right in the loop, on the Randolph, like you see the Chicago skyline, you see the property there, and those, when I own a property in one of the buildings. And then because that was also at one point I tried to sell it, and I talked to my realtor. I said, how much I can fetch for my property, and he did the calculation because he's a realtor, live in the same building. He's actually an expert in selling any unit in that building, and he said, well, probably it's $460,000, but my assessed value is $630,000. That means I overpay $170,000 based on the assessed value. And so I did appeal. So that they come up with all the formula, but basically they always make a claim. The assessed value based on sales of property, which is the market value. But when they appeal you, they will not. They give you a different formula. So I'm going to do something like I will file a lawsuit in a couple of years when I actually get my time together. But then I discovered how they do it. Well, I was looking at this, and I remember in a few years back, I was looking at the Chicago's vacant lot issue. And I say, how come the vacant lot, the city owned the vacant lot and there are no taxes? So basically, the city do not collect tax on the vacant lot, and there's no tax revenue. So there are no source of, there will be less of money that will go back to the community, do the maintenance. And the real estate value is not based on the inside of your home or your home alone. It's actually based on the neighborhood. So if the neighborhood doesn't have the money to maintain it, keep the curb appeal, that will cause the overall value decrease for all the property around it. So if your home is next to a vacant lot, then your property will be devalued, not because of the fault of your own, because of the neighborhood. Basically, the city use this scheme to arbitrarily and artificially devalue your property. Another example I have is in the building that I have the condo, the parking lot sells for $50,000, and the property tax is about $3,000 a year. Then I went to, because I was a real estate agent, so I went to the west side of the neighborhood. I looked up a property with a market value of $50,000, and the tax bill on that one is $1,200. So they actually under-assessed the property over there and over-assessed the property on the wealthy neighborhood to make up the source of income that to sustain the city. So basically, the people on the north side, the homeowner on the north side, are financing the destruction of the housing market in the working poor neighborhood. And that's how, and gradually over time, they take all the value out of the communities. Then you are left with the vacant lot. I went back to the Woodlawn neighborhood again just last month, and there's no changes. There's still vacant lot, empty buildings, vacant lot. But you're talking about the north side, the rental property, the rents go up so high because I'm looking for a place for my son to live in, a studio of 250 square feet or 300 square feet. It's like $1,100.
That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous.
For kids, I told him, I said, even he said, I have no chance to even rent a studio. He can get working like a minimum wage, $15 an hour. You work 40 hours a week, the whole year you will not qualify. And your income is not qualified for a studio or apartment in the north side.
Yes, and
on
that
the south side.
Yeah, you can afford it, but would you want to live there?
They don't want you to live there. So they put up the rental property up so high, but they don't want you to live on the side because they don't want development. They don't want people to go there. They don't want a business to go there because people is market.
Yeah.
That's the purchasing power. So if you have people moving south side, okay, they will bring the purchasing power over there. They will bring business because when you have a market, there are people want to provide service and make a living. That's what the city don't want that happen.
Yes, that is true. And it sounds mean, and it is, but it's a deliberate creation of poverty in certain parts of the city. We've got our American Muslim 360 family joining us, and Kareem Hamid is on the line, and he's from St. Louis. Just so you know, it's not just Chicago. This is a national pattern of behavior, and we have to look at why are we doing this? Why are we allowing the people we put into office to maintain this very deliberate inequality when it comes to basic living? Why are we doing this? So, Kareem, first of all, greetings to you. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much for being with us as we talk about maintaining our property values and the unfair ways that people are being made to live in lower valued properties and creating an area of poverty where they live. Do you have that same situation in St. Louis where you have a very specifically high-end community and then a very specifically low-end community where the houses are in disrepair, the streets are not maintained, and the property values are low? What's your experience there in St. Louis?
Well, the area that have been, I would call it redlining still occurs. There's two sections of St. Louis, and when you mentioned the north side, that is mainly African American area, and there is poverty. Houses have fell in on themselves. There are overgrown vacant lots, and it's just left like that. Most of our cities were constructed in the late 1800s, 1890s, and beyond, or even the beginning of what we call the 20th century. These dwellings eventually they age, and the previous owners, those that lived there, have moved out of that area. It's called white flight, and but they are absentee landlords, and they are not held responsible for the upkeep of the property that they own. it amazes me. They will come at someone with very little means and charge them with tax evasion or delinquent taxes. What about the previous owners, those that actually owned the property and the property was rented out? You know, and here's another thing: urban renewal truly hurt the poor. We had neighborhoods, and almost every home was occupied. Families lived in the neighborhood, but without any consultation with those that lived in these enclaves, there was a plan for urban renewal. Urban renewal meant that that those people that live in that community, in that neighborhood, they are forced out. They are forced out and scattered to other areas. But the community has been decimated, and if they construct, let's say, up-to-date housing, those people that lived in that area cannot afford the rental nor the lease purchase because the value has gone up extensively in that area. That is, there's such a thing called luxury affordable housing. Affordable housing. There has to be some rent controls, I believe, that makes sense. There's a complex that was constructed in Washington, D.C. called the Clara, and it is senior living, affordable luxury housing, affordable. They kept the lease and the rent to a level that is affordable. But so these are problems that's plaguing every major city. Every major city. There's a statement that I've heard several presidents say: we have to rebuild our infrastructure. Well, the infrastructure was constructed probably in the late 1890s or the 1900s, and the sewers are antiquated, and the homeowner is responsible for the functioning of the sewer system that's under their property. And they are charged with maintenance of that sewer system. So it's a skewed situation, a skewed circumstance that keeps the poor and reward those that have wealth. Our politicians, they get their cues and they listen to, guess who? The developer.
Yes.
The developer.
The one who's developing the real estate.
The developer is given what they call tax abatement.
Okay. I think that's the American system.
Pay taxes.
Yes.
For the next 10 years.
That's it. Yeah, that is that. Like you said.
Not right there.
Yeah, that and that is what makes elected officials decide who to listen to, because the developer is doing something that's going to, like what Zoe, you were saying, bring business to certain areas. And so when the developers decide to build, whether it's a shopping mall or theater or whatever it is, or condominiums, then they get incentives to do that. So how does that affect things?
Oh, I think people because I come from a different country when there's no election. So now I come into this country when they have an election in the so-called democracy. I think people misunderstand. Well, actually, that's a wrong phrase. In America, there's no democracy. There's a dollarocracy. Means it actually is dollarocracy. Because it's not a people vote. Because you vote for one day every 4 years. But the Dollarocracy, they vote every day by give donation every day.
Dollarocracy.
So that's why so out of like 4 years, you only have 1 day democracy. The rest of days is Dollarocracy. Okay, but you know what is the people put them in the office. No matter how Dollarocracy works, is the final decision is on your vote, and the people don't realize that. You have to realize that even the aldermen receive donation out of district, that means they will never listen to you.
That's true.
So you actually go check on where their donation come from, because I checked some aldermen in the 28 ward one time. I look at who are the people gave the campaign donation. Most of them are not from the district.
Right.
And then you know what? Then you guys cast vote for that person. So it's your responsibility. It's you are ripped. What is your planted, because you vote that person. You know that only 1 day out of the 4 years that listen to you. The rest of the time they don't. That person will not listen to you. So remember, your alderman is your gatekeeper. Yes. Your life is not depend on your mayor, your congressman, or your president. They don't do anything for your neighborhood. It's your alderman. So if people in the community do not get together, find the right gatekeeper, then you are actually giving up your right.
Well, that's one of the things we've talked about, the fact that the people who run for office, they're kind of in I guess it's a difficult decision that they make when they decide to run for office, because the way things work in politics in America is that it takes a certain amount of money to pay for advertisement.
You don't have to.
You're running. That's what people believe.
Yeah,
so they believe that they have to raise money, and they get it from people who have money, which tend to be the wealthy developers or other business interests, which, as you said, that's who they listen to, because that's who gives the financial means for them to run for office. So they believe that they have to obey and follow and cater to those people who have wealth. Now, I've seen many, many, many people run for office and win that were not backed by those special interests, as they're called, because they took the time to go out and campaign and talk to people one-on-one and face people and meet people. And they had already built a reputation of dedicated activism, so they were elected. So you don't have to cater to those interests. But for people who don't know that, maybe they're not really community minded, maybe they're, just some lawyer or business person, they're not connected to a lot of people or organizations, so they can't really amass a lot of people on their personality. They have to rely on paid media images that tell people who they are. And that's where the dollar figures come in. So if you're not authentically a community-based organizer or activist or somebody who knows a lot of people, then you have to pay for an image that the media gives you, then charges you for, wherever it was, TV, radio, newspaper, whatever it is, because people don't know you until you pay for the promotional materials that introduces you to them and then gives them a story about what you are. And so if people follow that, then you get elected. But you have to go back to those same people with money to pay for more advertising the next time you run, because you still have not really built a relationship with your constituents so that they know who you are. And a lot of times, people will keep putting somebody back in office just because they're given a piece of paper that says vote for this person, knowing that this person really never helped them with anything. So this is a problem that we have in allowing people who do not work for our best interest in maintaining the properties that we live in. And yet, as angry as we are, we just blindly keep electing them.
Yeah, I think it's right now people should realize your neighborhood is your world. That's all you have. So maintain your own neighborhood is crucial for your mental health. When they always say people, from the south side, they have mental health issue. And I say, you know what, if I live in that neighborhood, I will have a mental health issue too. It's not the people, it's the neighborhood. And who has the responsibility? The gatekeeper.
Yes.
So we have to hold that gatekeeper accountable. That if your neighborhood is not being, it's not a mayor's job. Just thinking about it, it's not a mayor's job, it's not a congressman's job, it's not president's job, or not the governor's job. It's the alderman. So if you don't even have an alderman that gonna help clean up your neighborhood, that means that no alderman is working with someone else to devalue your property.
That's what's happening. We got to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about ways that we can override this system of creating poverty-stricken neighborhoods that look desolate and are undervalued. How can the citizens band together and change this so that all properties are valued, and all people can live in places that make them feel worthy of respect? And then we're going to bring to you a businesswoman who is helping you to uplift your own property so that you can feel like you live in a place of value by simply keeping it clean. We'll be right back after this quick break. We want you to stick and stay. Don't stray away. We'll be right back. And of course, we'll be back with our American Muslim 360 family. And we've got some callers on the line. So we'll be right back in just one moment. So stay with us.
Hi, I'm Naima Latif. And if you're watching this, that means you're one of the 4.6 billion people from around the world who are using an electronic device to talk to people. In these times, people are using the internet to talk to everybody. Friends, neighbors, family members, co-workers. People are on their cell phones and computers all day long. Now, if you're in business, that is great news. That means you can sell your products and services all day long and never have to leave your home. All you need is a media connection, somebody to connect you to an audience. And that's why I'm talking to you today. We produce programs, and our audience members are people who shop. They buy clothes, food, beauty supplies, cleaning supplies, home repair, transportation services, child care services. Whatever you're selling, they need to buy it. We're your media connection. Just follow this link, and tomorrow you can sit back and relax at home while your business is making you money.
Hi, I'm Naima Latif. Join me and my co-host Kareem Hamid every Wednesday morning, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on the Female Solution Radio Show, as we explore that relationship that is the foundation for our society, the relationship between men and women, husbands and wives. Join our discussion as we seek to repair broken family ties and rebuild our community. Listen online at www.blogtalkradio.com/the-female-solution. Call in and comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak to our host. Or you can join us live on Facebook at www.facebook.com/the-female-solution.
And we are back. You're listening to and watching the Female Solution Global Radio TV show. I'm Naima Latif, and on our second Wednesdays, we shop with Zoe, international businesswoman, real estate investor, and someone you should listen to when it comes to your finances. Because let's face it, America does offer opportunities, but you got to understand this system and how it works, and sometimes you have to make it work better. So now, before the break, one of the things we were looking at is the fact that our property taxes are high in areas that are affluent. And often the affluent members of our communities are feeling resentment because the poverty stricken areas don't seem to be paying their fair share of taxes. But the reality is, if our elected officials were not purposely creating poverty in those areas, we wouldn't have that inequality. when developers choose not to invest in a place where many people live and have some kind of income, whatever it is, even if it's low-paying jobs, they still buy groceries, they still pay for entertainment. But if a developer chooses not to locate a store in a certain area, that means they're choosing not to have people who are employed in that area, which means the people in that area don't have a cash flow that is circulated. They're choosing not to employ people in that area, even for the building jobs of whatever structure they're creating. And that happens. That's always a conflict. Why aren't the people who live in an area given the employment that comes from the development of building new buildings, building new businesses, maintaining of those businesses? Why aren't they given the maintenance jobs? Why aren't they given the cashier jobs if it's a company or a store or a restaurant? So there's always had to be a fight for the people to make the developers and all of those involved in the decision making to bring the income generated by that place to the people so they can benefit from its presence. And when the people are seeing other people from other communities come in and get the jobs and get hired and then go back home and take the money with them, they're angry because here they are, people are taking their money, but not circulating it so that it comes back to them so that they can build up their communities. And that's how poverty is created and maintained. So how do we address that?
I think, first of all, we for the real estate, the big attraction is,
and then we're going to come to Kareem's comment on that as well. Go ahead.
The curb appeal. So when people buying a property, people want to choose to live somewhere, they want the environment look like pleasant. And then whenever I drive south side, I feel depressed. How you want to go anywhere to do business or be a shopping when you feel depressed? So the community had to band together, adopt a block. So you go by a block by block, and you clean up. You put some flower there. And maybe things are very inexpensive, but just increase the curb appeal. Then you have a business. They feel like, yes. Then you know what? You do use social media to advertise your neighborhood. You do culture event. The music. People will come. And then you increase your like exposure. Right now, the market force will drive the consumer from the north side to the south. Take that opportunity, but before that, do your homework. Improve the curb appeal of the community. When you clean it up, send the bill to the alderman.
I like that.
Off the hook. So you demand that they pay for it.
Pay it out of your budget. I love that idea.
Yes.
So Kareem, do you think that's a workable solution? What are your thoughts on this?
Well, as citizens, we have some responsibility. We will vote for someone and we never hear from them, nor do we keep contact with them. How many of us attend automatic meetings? How many of us attend city council meetings? You are an owner. Your neighborhood is your possession. You are an owner, and it is important that you express the importance of the neighborhood in which you live. We have to get involved in the political structure that governs the areas in which we live. We'll vote in an alderman, and we won't see him probably no more until next election time.
Mm-hmm.
But don't wait on him to come to us. Let us go to him and express our concerns.
Send him the bill. Send him the bill.
Right.
And attend city council meetings.
Yes.
Tax appropriation meetings.
Yes.
We have to take an an active role in our lives, you know. So we have to get involved and stay abreast of the planning that is made for the area in which you live. These people, they think years out into the future.
Yes. Like 10-year plans.
We live day by day, month to month, but they have plans for that area. That they have planned 5 years out. Yes. There's an area here in St. Louis where they are building a large geo complex. A lot of homes were torn down, the land cleared, and no one was consulted. So we have to take an active role also. You know, don't just vote someone in and think that they will look out for you. As a matter of fact, in showing up at aldermanic meetings and city council meetings, your alderman is he's in he's in somewhat of a club, I would call it, and his strength is those people that from his area, they show up and they have already let their desires be known, but their physical presence is weight in that person's hand. You know, that gives them a greater voting strength on what will occur in the area in which we live. So we have to get involved. We can't just sit back and wait on to see what are they going to do. We are the they. We are the they. We have to take on more responsibility. And some areas, they campaign to keep Walmart from out of their small town. They voted to keep Walmart from out of their small town. Why? Because Walmart is giving tax relief over years. And the local economy cannot afford to purchase in large volumes like Walmart. And Walmart comes in and undercuts the business prices. And of course, as consumers, we go where the price is cheaper, and we abandon the financial strength of the areas in which we live. So we have to be conscious, stay alert, and be involved in the development of the area in which we live. Look, some people say, well, I don't own this home. I'm just renting. No, but that is your home.
Yes.
You do have a responsibility. You do have a responsibility. So go to these planning meetings, and especially the meeting where tax abatements are granted. You know, if you move your large plant here, you won't have to pay taxes for the next 20 years. Well, who is going to feel that gap? The people that live in that area. So we have to remain conscious, diligent, enjoy what we own, but you have to stay on top of it. You have to have a genuine concern about the community in which we live.
That is true.
They're unfair because we are looking the other way. We're caught up in a lot of frivolity, play, and amusement. But people are making plans for the area in which you live. So that's my recommendation, that we become more involved in the political system that is shaping our lives and our communities.
That's it. And you know what I noticed, that people will react with anger when something happens, and you know, they'll organize a march and all of that and speeches and everything, but that doesn't change the policy. That doesn't change anything. That lets you let off steam and you can feel like you did something, but that doesn't change anything. Like you said, I mean, you know, they're planning at these meetings. They're organizing 5, 10 years, 20 years into the future. And if all you do is react after something awful happens, you're never going to change anything. And that's the pattern we have to break. We have to be involved in the planning stages, be involved in the decision-making process. We've been conditioned to react after things happen as opposed to making things happen. And this is what has to change if we want to change the world we live in. We can't just wait till the decisions are made or wait till something happens as a result of something not happening. We react to the crime that happens as a result of the neglect of the neighborhoods instead of getting involved in the planning of the community. And I like what you said about you know getting involved in the process of cleaning and then giving the alderman the bill.
Yes, I think our aldermen in Chicago, they make more money than a mayor, city administrator of some cities. Our aldermen make $140,000 a year as a part-time job. So
Yeah.
don't make their life easier. You need to be in their office every single day, make sure they do their job because they make $140,000 a year, and that's a part-time job. So
Yeah.
can you believe that? And then they don't do nothing. The neighborhood is full of trash, and there's a poverty, there's homeless. That means that alderman is not doing his job. So if we band together, we make a point every month. We go to his office, present him the bill, and then at the election day, we will tell everyone what the bill he didn't pay from the city.
Yes.
Will he be elected or not? We just need to distribute that no matter what kind of commercial that person can come out, that will not defeat the bill we're gonna list. That what you citizen has done, he needs to reimburse you for that from his salary because he's not doing his job.
I think that's a workable plan. I think if you have an organization that and matter of fact, we've got several activists here in Chicago that have been doing cleanups and so forth. Karen Hicks is one of them. I can't remember the name of her organization, but we'll probably have her on the show as we do some of these cleanups. And I think that's a great idea to list your expenses because it costs, rakes, brooms, trash bags, and the sanitation gloves that you keep your hands clean on. All that, it is a cost involved.
Plus that's the city's job. So send the bill to them.
Yes, because it doesn't make sense. You have people that are homeless and unemployed. You have trash on the streets, and you can't put the two together so that you give people work to do and help lift the value of the property. It just takes a little thought and planning, but it also takes the intention. You have to have the intention to raise up the value of that property, and that's what we see is missing. So,
Naima?
Yes.
Naima, I live in a suburb of St. Louis,
mm-hmm.
just one block away from the city limit, and it is called Pine Lawn. And I'm involved with a group that is named 24-1. 24 represents the small municipalities just outside of St. Louis. And they have mayors. And the organization calls forward the leadership in these small communities. And that we shall plan and act and think as one, 24-1. And prior to the COVID hitting, we had a plan to do exactly what you just mentioned. All of the mayors and all of the municipalities will get our youth and us to clean up the 24 communities in which we live. The overgrown lots, the streets filled with trash. But COVID showed up. We had to put that on the back burner.
Well, you got to put it back on the front burner.
24-1 have established a nice, clean, beautiful movie theater. It's called 24-1. It is African American managed, and it's managed very well. Very clean, very good shows there. And also, affordable senior citizen house has been built from the efforts of this group 24/1.
That's great.
So we have to band together.
Yes.
And get our youth involved.
Yes, definitely.
Because the psychology of it was that they will be involved cleaning up the area, and there's a sense of pride that comes with that. You know, look and say, I did that.
Yeah.
We did that. We had planned a large picnic with music and everything after the project was complete. So inshallah, we want to get back on that and see if we can change conditions. But we have to organize. We have to stay in touch with the political structure in which we live.
We can do that.
They are servants. They are our servants. We have to realize.
Yes, they work for us.
They work for us.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No matter how much the money put in the community to the campaign, it is your vote put that person in the office.
That's
so use that vote and give, your bill is the report card for the alderman. See how much bill you have not been paid, reimbursed. Then you decide if that person can be in the office or not. Just have all the candidates sign up. Who's going to pay the bill? How they going to pay that bill? In that way, that make that alderman work for the people in the community, not just for some developers. You don't need the developers that buy out the alderman, just like the Israelis buy out the U.S. President of Congress. We don't need them. The America belongs to every single one of us, not those developers or politicians, the donors. We can change that, and we have to change that. Otherwise, we will not have a life that we were told to have. That we were, indoctrinated that we have the freedom, we have democracy, we have a free price. We don't have anything anymore. We have to safeguard that. We will not. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Zoe, I think you've got to make that run to get your son to school.
Yes.
We're going to take a quick break. Well, we thank you so much.
We will win. When we band together, we can win.
We can win. I like
it. We are smarter than those people. Just remember, we are smarter than them.
Yes.
Okay.
We are smarter. All right. We're going to take a quick break. We'll see you next week. We'll see you next time.
Okay.
And of course, for those who are watching, stick and stay. Don't stray away. We'll be back in a moment. So just stay with us. Woo-hoo.
Is Monday morning a struggle to get out of bed into the swing of things? Well, don't worry, you are not alone. Join us for thought-provoking, stimulating, and mindful conversations on higher learning with Zelda Speaks for your Monday morning mindfulness session on Blog Talk Radio, The Female Solution, Mondays, 7:30 until 9 a.m. Be sure and send your ideas, thoughts, comments, and suggestions. Also, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, visit zeldaspeaks.com and send us your info. We'd love to have you. Experience mindfulness moments with the mindfulness/stress relief coach, Zelda Speaks. And thanks for sharing the mindfulness moment tip of the day. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, and stay tuned for your next session of mindfulness on higher learning with Zelda Speaks. Make it a mindful day. And thanks for listening. Join us for the we are the speaker. There's some time. Here on the Female Solution, Global Radio TV show for leadership of joy. I'm willing to walk
And we are back. You're listening to and watching the Female Solution Global Radio TV show. I'm Naima Latif, and of course, you've been listening to Zoe Ma, and we are so excited to have a game plan because it comes down to us taking responsibility for our communities, for the conditions of our communities. It comes down to us deciding that we're going to take charge. Well, when you live in filth, it affects how you feel. It affects how you feel about yourself. When you live in an area that is unclean and unkept, it says to your subconscious mind, I am unworthy of beauty and cleanliness. I am unworthy of respect. That is what living in dirt and filth does to you. It has an emotional impact, which is why you will see higher crime in areas that are poorly maintained. And you don't see high crime in areas that have been beautified, areas where people have flowers and trees planted and the streets are clean and the lawns are manicured and the windows are clean and just think of how you feel when you visit someone's home and it's sparkling and clean and the furniture is polished, as opposed to how you feel when you go to somebody's house and there are roaches and rats and little critters. You don't feel comfortable sitting there. You don't feel comfortable eating there. You don't want to have a conversation there because it makes you feel bad. Dirtiness makes you feel bad. So we have the power to make the places where we live clean and beautiful. And it's not just the outside, but the inside that makes a difference. So now you have the power to clean where you live and keep it clean because it also keeps you healthy. When you're living around dust, don't you know that it increases things like asthma and breathing problems? So you really should maintain your home all the time, just for your own emotional well-being. But sometimes you don't have time. And that's when you need to hire a professional. So we want to welcome to our show a professional at keeping things clean. And this is someone that you should know, especially if you value yourself and you want your home to show that you value all of those who visit you. Welcome to our show, my dear sister, Reverend Minister, cleaning businesswoman, Jean Elizabeth Lockett. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so very much, Naima. I tell you, you're the only person that I know that says my entire name,
The whole thing.
the whole name, so you will not get it twisted. It is such a pleasure. Thank you for having me here.
Well, thank you for doing what you do. You're such a creative person, and we
Yes,
value the fact that you've taken the time to take something that we all need
yeah,
and organize it in a way that we can have it on a regular basis because it is necessary for us to clean our homes. And now my sister, she's always saying, "Oh yeah, I pay somebody. I don't like house clean. I clean. I get a professional." And she's proud of that. She's proud of being able to do that.
okay.
But we all can do that. We can choose. If you know that you're working, 2 jobs, or you got a job that's keeping you working 14 hours a day and you get home and you're tired, just pay somebody. but don't let the house just stay dirty. So
Right.
tell us about your cleaning business and the fabulous opportunity you're launching today.
Well, definitely. I apologize. I don't know what's wrong, because I was going to do the presentation so that individuals could have an opportunity to see what we're doing and be able to kind of break it down, as well as to see some of our work. But if nothing else, you'll be able to go to our website and you can see some of the work that we do. But what I was going to show you is some current stuff. But let me just go in again. My name is Jean. My lovely husband is going to join me in a second, so you get a chance to meet him. His name is Daryl, and we are the owners of Clean Creations Cleaning Services. We've been around now a little over 3 years, but we have over 20 years of carpet experience, and we have over 13 years of cleaning experience. And we do several things. We do carpet, we do upholstery, tile and grout, hardwood floors. We do vehicles as well, and we do residential and commercial cleaning. Today, Naima, again, I thank you so very much. I really, really, truly wanted to show in regards to what we have coming up. And in regards to what we have in coming up, we have started and this is my lovely husband right here behind me. If he can squeeze in, come directly behind me. This is my husband,
Hey.
and my partner.
Good morning.
Yes, yes. So, our purpose today is because we really want to launch our subscription program. Uh, Trust me, we know that, you know, if nothing else, money sometimes can be that scarce. So what do we want to do? We want to talk about what can we do to save money. But I want to tell you this first. We want to talk about like what we offer in our cleaning, which is a deep clean and a basic clean. So I'm going to talk about a basic clean. And if you go to our website, you'll be able to see that as well. So when you talk about basic cleaning, you're talking about dusting and wiping down surfaces, vacuuming carpets and cleaning floors, fluffing up your pillows on your couches and cleaning the wood surfaces and the glass, disinfecting your remotes and even your electronics. We're talking about tidying up the house, sweeping, cleaning, mopping, removing cobwebs, wiping surfaces, including your appliances and fixtures. When you're cleaning your bathroom, wiping down your window sills, and so in our basic cleaning, it is the general cleaning, right? So it's called the external cleaning. But when you go into what is called our deep cleaning, you're taking what the basic is, and then you're including everything in regards to that with your deep. That means we're going in and out of your refrigerator, your stove, if they're able to be pulled out, we clean behind there. All of your baseboards, we get your hood ranges, the cabinet on your countertops, things that's on your countertops. We wipe those things down. So we do a very, very deep and intense cleaning. And so, even as you were saying a while ago, Naima, time is of an essence for some people, right? You have to go and you have to work 8, 10, 12 hours a day. Then you have children, you got to deal with your children, you got errands to run. It's a lot of things that's going on. And the last thing you want to do is come in your house and have to clean it up. So, if nothing else, I am very, very understanding and knowledgeable of that part, right? And so, with our subscription program, subscription program is in place to save you thousands of dollars. Because if you have used a cleaning company, um, and I can't speak of other individuals, I can only speak of me. So I know what it is in regards to the cost. And some people have been saying, wow, I really can't afford it. That's, a little steep for me. And so throughout the time, it was just like, man, what could we do that could probably be able to give the same services, but yet and still maybe at a cheaper cost, where we can still give that good quality and we can give that cost in a balance, right? Because what we have put together will save you thousands of dollars, right? As well as time. So we have three tiers, which is our silver, gold, and platinum tier. In our silver platinum, you just get the basic cleaning, right? And with that being done is all of that I explained to you. I'm going to see what I can do with you, Naima, to give a real live presentation because some people are visuals, right? And so if you could show them the visual, they can kind of grasp it a little better, but I'm going to explain it to the best of my ability, right? And so with the basic, with the silver, and that's just the basic, in that, the one thing that we do add to that because of the basic is the cleaning of the refrigerator. A lot of times we waste stuff, things get a little old in there when they let it sit in there a little longer, right, than it should have. And so you have all of the juices and things of that nature in your, I'm sorry, in your refrigerator. And so we make sure, if nothing else, we do that. That package by itself is $399.99. Now I'm gonna break this down to you guys, even though you're hearing these prices of what incurs in these prices will blow your mind, right? And then we have the gold package. The gold package is a 6 months. For 6 months, you will get one deep cleaning. That means we're giving what we offer in the deep cleaning. And then for the rest of the weeks within that 6 month term, you're getting a basic clean. We do that once a week for 6 months. You're getting that, um, which is $999.99. And like I said, I'm going to break it down to you. The platinum, which is $1399.99. You pay these things one time except for the monthly. The monthly is the $399.99. But with the platinum, you get two deep cleans and you get a the rest of it, the weeks, you get basic cleaning. So you have someone coming out for a whole year for $13.99 to keep your house clean. But you get two deep cleans, and every week you get a basic clean. And then with that deep clean, with those two, you get your stove, your refrigerator, everything is moved, everything is cleaned around it. And so that's what we're offering in that. Now let's go back in regards to the silver. Remember, I told you it's $399.99 a month. So you paying $399.99 a month. That's it. $399.99 a month. You get up to 4 rooms, okay? And in those 4 rooms, plus the cleaning of your refrigerator. Now, normally cleaning for 4 rooms is $200. So that means you would have been paying $200 every time we came out. But that would not have included your refrigerator if it's just our standard price. And with that being said, that means you would spend like $800 a month if you used us without the subscription. If we go into the gold, you're with that being said, you get the one deep clean, and then the rest of it will be your basics. Now, that first initial for that deep clean will be $500. Now, remember, I told you that particular package is $999.99. And so if you were just doing our first one is $500. Then every week will be $350. So now you're going to spend $500 and $350 every week for 6 months is what you would pay if you did it in our regular way. So for 1 month, you would have spent $1,550. That's that. And when you're thinking about that and you're having to calculate that, you're like, wow, that's pretty steep. But guess what? $999.99, you get it for 6 months. And for 6 months, you get one deep cleaning every week. You get someone to come out and do the basic clean. And for that, package is up to 6 rooms. So you get up to 6 rooms and you get that offer. One deep clean and the rest, I think that's what, so 23 weeks, you get cleaning. Whereas if you did that without that, that's like you're looking at the 1550 for the first, and then for the continuously, you're looking at 1050 a month of what you will be spending, right? And so now we have the platinum. And the platinum, which I told you was 1399.99. And you get a whole year of cleaning. Naima, if we were to say that for the entire year, I'm going to break it down. First of all, what you will be doing for the first month. That first month, your initial deep clean will be $650. And then for the next 3 weeks, your cost will be $450. So just for 1 month, you're looking at $2,000 just for your cleaning. But as I told you, I want to be able to save you thousands of dollars. And trust me, those are our prices. And that is what we charge if it came down to the deep cleaning and the basic cleaning. But in these 3 tiers, I'm wanting to save you. In the first one, you will be saving over 400, you will save $400.01. So your weekly cost, if you do the $399.99, will only cost you $99.99 a week with the savings of $400.01. That's if you go with the silver package. If you went with the gold package, where I told you you get the one deep clean, and then you get the 20, well, you got that 1 week that you get your deep clean, but the rest of the weeks, so that's 23 weeks. So 24 weeks, I will save you $7,550.01 for you to have a consistent cleaning for 6 months. So that would only cost you $38.46 a week. That's not bad, right? If nothing else, right? We're keeping that we're keeping that together. And not only you getting a clean place, but you're also saving a whole lot of money, right? And so our platinum, which I told you was 1399.99. But look at this. You'll be saving $21,800 for the year to get the type of cleaning that we're going to give you. That's $26.92 a week. That's not bad at all, right? And you're not getting some mediocre work. And if you, like I said, if you go to the website and you look at some of our work, you would know. And if I was able to show you like some of the other stuff that I've done, and maybe we could get together, Naima, and I can do the presentation so people can have a visual more so. But to be able to save that type of money and to have have someone coming in consistently is a beautiful thing. So again, like I said, if you did the $399.99, you're saving $400.01. If you did the $999 for 6, and you get 6 months of cleaning, you've saved $7,550.01. And if you did the $1399.99, you would save $21,800 for that. So that's just to give you in regards to what it is for that. But guess what, Naima? One more thing that I'm going to do and help you, right? That would be very, very exciting. We have a referral program that we have added in there.
Wow.
Right? Yes. So this is the way that not only are you saving money, you're spending money, you're saving money, but you're also earning money. This is not something you got to do and be like, oh, all it is when you having your little coffee break and you talking to somebody and you sharing and be like, girl, yeah, man, whomever, however, you need to look into Clean Creations cleaning services, and your conversation will gain you $25 just for a conversation, because you see what we do, you believe in what we do, And or maybe someone else who have used our services can tell you, because we also, if you go on there, you can see our reviews. We're 5-star rated across the board through Angie, Home Advisor, and we just really started with the Google part of it, and so you can see our ratings in regards to what people say. So in regards to the referral program, as I told you, if you talk about it, you can get $25 if you share with someone and they sign up with the program. Right? I think that's a beautiful thing, to be able to save money and make some all at the same time. So if you just chose, so there's 3 ways of doing this. You can do it and you say, okay, I refer, someone calls in, they sign up, they've paid for their referral. In 4 to 6 weeks, you'll receive your Master Visa card for $25 because you referred this person to our company. Okay. The second thing you could do, you can let that money sit there and you could say, you know what? I'm gonna do this, and then I want that money to accumulate. So you sit back and say, you know what? I've been doing this now for several months. I done signed up about 10, 15, 20 people. I just want to cash out. And you say, look, I'm ready to cash out my funds. As long as it's sitting there, you will get a statement, right? And your statement will show the people that you have referred, the amount that is in there. And so we keep track and records of everything so that you would know. So if you're ready to cash out, cash out. Those are your funds, right? And I always say it's 4 to 6 weeks. But look here, right? That third thing you can do is you can do those referrals and build that money up, and that's how you can pay for um your subscription plan. You can say, my money that is there, that's went in there, that I want to use for my subscription plan. And then that money is pulled out, whether it's the $399.99, $999.99, or the $1399.99. However you want, whichever one you want to do, it's available to you. And so this is what we're doing right now. I'm very excited. My husband is very excited. And we're just looking forward to doing some greater and bigger things. Creating clean. That's our motto. Creating clean everywhere. And I was hearing the young lady, even as she was talking earlier, so amazing because we were talking, I want to say the end of last year of sometime, of getting our people to get out and go out and just clean up and do, because like you said, Naima, it's a whole different environment in your mind when your house is dirty, your house is cluttered. It clutters your mind. It makes you feel a certain kind of way. You ever um because dust is always there, right? But then you have dust when it accumulates and you're wondering what you're breathing, or when you're turning your air conditioning on and your heat on and off, when you're going through the tube, how it affects you. And that part would be my husband because he'd be talking about the carpet. But it's amazing once you clean, you breathe and your breathing feels better.
Yes.
So I really thank you for this opportunity. And again, we're Clean Creations Cleaning Services, and we want to be able to help you create clean everywhere. So whatever you want to ask me or talk about, Naima, I'm ready.
All right.
Thank you for allowing me to present my presentation. I'm sorry I couldn't do the visual.
Well, you did a great job. So Kareem, I'm sure you could visualize as she spoke. I think a lot of people will need this service. So
Yeah.
what are your thoughts, Kareem, before we take another break and take some calls?
Yes, what she is presenting is very, very, very critical and very important. I refer to her profession as an environmental engineer.
I like that.
Wow.
Engineer. That's right.
that creates a proper environment that affects us psychologically.
Yes.
Psychologically. And the home environment is the first environment. It is the most valuable for psychological disposition. For psychological disposition. All of us have our own disposition, and we lean to our own disposition. But I have experience, and I'm quite sure we all have. You know, I study a lot, I read a lot, but before I do that, I make sure I put the area in order. You know,
It's hard to concentrate when there's clutter. Yeah,
it is.
It affects a very positive effect. The home environment is the first environment that leads to our psychological disposition.
Mm-hmm.
So I repeat, I call her and her husband environmental engineers.
Mm-hmm.
They're aiding us psychologically, our disposition, how we feel, and even how we value ourselves. The home is so important. And sister, I applaud you and your husband
Thank you.
for this effort. No doubt about that.
Thank you.
In the environment in which we live, it speaks to us. It shapes our perception. It shapes our mood. Things all messed up and cluttered.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let me step back in history very briefly. As we know, across this country, the government built what they call projects.
Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And these were large buildings with 8 stories or more, and it was basically concrete and steel.
Mm-hmm.
Concrete and steel. What a cold environment.
Mm-hmm.
And the management was not up to par. And to stack people on top of each other, give them an environment that goes against their human nature. It breeds in them a certain disposition, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
These are called projects. A project is that which you are going to send forward, a projectile.
Ooh.
So they shape the thinking and the behavior and the mood of people that lived in these deplorable conditions stacked on top of each other. And we wonder, why is there such disorder in the society that we live? So, sister, I applaud you. I pray that your business is successful, and I pray that more people utilize your services to create the proper environment for the shaping and the rearing of human beings. I thank you. I applaud you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Definitely powerful words. Environmental engineer.
I like that. I like that. Environmental engineer. I never thought of that, but I accept that and I respect it. And I guess that's another reason why, you know, for us, it's almost like a one-stop shop, you know. You can get your home clean, you can get your carpet clean. And if it's okay, Naima, I really would like for my husband to talk about the importance of why you should get your carpet clean. I learned a lot from him in regards to that, and I'm still learning.
Yeah.
And I still don't have it down pat like he does. You know, I need to get to that place. I really, really do. But I enjoy listening to him talk about it. I really do. So I would like to switch places with him right quick.
Well, let's take a quick break.
Well, while you're doing that, good.
Switch,
All
and
right.
we'll be right back. So stick and stay. Don't stray away. We'll be back in just one moment. So just stay with me.
Hi, I'm Barbara.
I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Naima. We're 3 Black moms.
And in case you didn't notice the resemblance, we're also 3 sisters.
We're going to be coming to you every week, sharing our successes and our mistakes as we navigate our lives as moms, wives, sisters, daughters, and of course, Black women in today's world.
We'll talk about it all: race, politics, religion, economics, culture, and we'll take a look at everything from whether or not to use corporal punishment to how do you teach your children about sex.
Look for our upcoming book, Growing Up Charles. It's a personal story about our lives growing up in Maple Park on Chicago's South Side. I'm Barbara.
I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Naima. We're three Black moms. Follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Three Black Moms.
Have you ever dreamed of going to exotic places, meeting fascinating people, enjoying uplifting music, and spending nights in a luxurious hotel? Do you look forward to a relaxing vacation where you can walk along the beach or sit in a quiet park and enjoy the sunset or sunrise? Whether you're flying around the world or driving across the country, we will share several tips that will help you stay safe while you enjoy the journey. Join me every third Saturday of the month, 12 noon to 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, and move around with Deborah here on the Female Solution Show. Call in and comment 515-605-9325 and press 1 to speak.
And we are back. You're listening to and watching the Female Solution Global Radio TV show. We've got some callers on the line. Also, we're going to take some calls. So just hold on there. We'll bring you on into the conversation. And right now, we're talking to Daryl Lockett, who is the partner of Jean Lockett. And we're excited because they are wonderful environmental engineers who bring cleaning services to thoroughly deep clean our homes. And this is a serious thing for our environment, more than you know. And just so you know, I've had some great carpet cleaning from this brother here. And it's true, it does make a difference in how you breathe. So welcome to the show, Brother Daryl Lockett. And tell us about how cleaning that carpet of all the built up dust and whoever knows what other critters are in there can actually affect your health. Tell us about that.
Well, thank you so much, Naima, and good morning to you as well, and to everyone listening in. Just listening to the conversation in the other room. I'm following along as, you're interviewing my wife and allowing her to explain what we do. And she said she'd like to turn it over to me because I'm more experienced with the carpet, which is true, but we want to get her on the same level. But either way, when it comes down to your carpet, we got to understand that carpet serves as nothing more than a filter to our home. So when we're coming in and out, we're tracking, tracing, and matting bacteria in our carpets. Not only that, no matter how clean we are, we got dust particles that are in the air. And with the dust, this is how we accumulate these microscopic pests called dust mites. Dust mites not only feed off dust, they feed off wasted food, which sometimes we would do, like if we're eating crackers, the crumbs or whatever. They also feed off of dead skin cells. Unfortunately, our body, produces, these skin cells. It sheds these skin cells, falls into the carpet, and the dust mites feed off of them. So as a result of that, the Environmental Protection Agency recommends that you clean your carpets at a minimal twice a year. Every 6 months is recommended, for anyone that has carpet to have their carpets cleaned professionally. So deep thorough clean. Not only that, we also offer a deodorizer sanitizer. It has a bit of a fragrance to it, but it doesn't last because we don't want to allergens or allergies, but for the most part, we want to eliminate it. So that deodorizer also carries an enzyme, so it eliminates dust mites, allergens, bacteria. For people that have pets, pet danders, pet odors, germs, any contaminants within 4 to 6 hours is going to completely eliminate all of that. But we need to understand again that filtering that we have, a lot of people don't even have a lot of company over it. The same thing goes for upholstery. You may not have a lot of family and friends over, like you did when you were younger and, so forth. You may live alone. You may live just you and your partner, like me and my wife. Every once in a while, we may have company. We would consider looking at our house with a eye visual is pretty clean. But I vacuumed like 3 days ago, and I try and keep making a habit of vacuuming our carpets at least twice, 3 times a week. And people don't understand how much dust filters in the carpet. So as a result of that, when we breathe these things, it'll trigger allergies, all kinds of breathing and respiratory issues because we're actually inhaling these things. So for health reasons, this is why the Environmental Protection Agency recommend making sure you clean your carpet at a minimum twice a year. The upholstery, you should do it once a year. A lot of customers have told me, well, no one sits in this room. This room is hardly ever used, but they've had the upholstery for several years. And I give them what we call a free drop soil demonstration, which could take anywhere between 10 to 15 seconds and pull the dust out of that upholstery, and they can visually see it. And it's almost like a awe-inspiring moment, like a wow moment. No one uses this furniture, yet it's holding all of this dust. There's nothing really too much we can do about it. Not only that, for those of us that are homeowners, renters, what have you, if we have air conditioning and heating being given to us through our air duct systems and the vents, as a result of that, those things blow out on your upholstery and your carpet from season to season. When it's cold, we run our heat. When it's hot, we run our air conditioning. It's really not too much you can do to prevent it, but what you want to do is stop it, as long as you can with general maintenance. As my wife spoke in regards to the house cleaning service that we offer, having things dusted, wiped down, especially for those who are seniors. It is a great help, to the environment, to your home, even to you, as an individual. Again, allergies are triggered by such things. It took me almost 40 something years before I became one who has allergies, not realizing I was coughing, and this was before the COVID season, just coughing, repetitively. And I went to the doctor, and the doctor told me, said, well, you have allergies. And I'm thinking my allergies should have been like me sneezing all the time, but it's not. You have a residual cough, that means for the most part, you have allergies. And as a result of that, we don't understand that when we're sitting, laying, walking on carpet, we're allowing these things to go airborne. And we can't see it because it's microscopic. But at the same time, we're breathing these things. So it can cause issues with us internally, like I said, our respiratory system, and our home in general. I mean, we want to get our homes and keep our homes as clean as possible. And the way we do that is just a general maintenance plan every 6 months. I have Clean Creations, cleaning services come out and service you. Remember, our motto is creating clean everywhere. So wherever we go, we're going to create clean. So again, Naima, thank you for this opportunity, for us to express and educate our customers. A lot of people will sell you things. We don't believe in being salesmen. We believe in being businessmen to a degree of education. If I educate you on why you should do these things, you would be more apt to do them opposed to me trying to sell you, because most times, most companies operate on what they call a bait and switch. They'll get you in for a $99 3-room special. Then all of a sudden you looking around, the bill's $300-400. So we don't like surprises. We don't like surprising our customers.
Up front, this is the cost, and this is the cost. It's not going to change from this. This is what it is, and this is what you get. That's being honest. And then people actually, because they know what the cost is, they're prepared to pay it. You don't have any argument about it. Like, oh, okay, thank you for your service. Here's the money. No problem.
Absolutely. And in most cases, just like, let's just say we're running a 3-room special, and that 3-room special is for $100. And they say, no, I'll talk to them over the phone why they should have their carpets protected and deodorized. They say, no, I just want to have it clean. They like that $99 special. When I come out, I'm going to give you a demonstration on your carpet that's going to reveal the dust and the bacteria and things that's hiding in your carpet that your human eye can't see. Again, these things are microscopic. When people see these demonstrations that we give them in person, they'll take that bill from $99 to $200 or $300 instantly. Why? Because seeing is believing. I can verbally, pitch or sell you something over the phone, and it sounds good. But when I get to your home and you see it for your own, with your own eyes for yourself, it's more convincing. So I see we have a bit of a pause there. Naima, are you still there?
We didn't freeze up, did we?
Sure.
Has shared with us it is very important. These allergies, the air that we breathe, the dust mites, the dust. It has physical ramifications. That's why
That's why you're coughing. Uh-oh. Do y'all go to St. Louis?
My soul loves it. Praise be to Allah. So you are environmental engineers.
Yes.
Absolutely.
The environment that we're in is in our homes. That is where everything begins. So I'm grateful for the service that you offer, and that will help in many ways, in many our disposition, how we feel about ourselves. So may Almighty God make you successful and continue in your environmental engineering. Thank you, my brother.
Yes.
Bless you, sir. We appreciate you.
But that's a really major point that he makes, because a lot of times people get used to just coughing all the time, and it doesn't occur to them that your lungs are trying to clear themselves because you're breathing in something that is irritating them, which means you got too much dust in your environment. And sometimes you have pets, you got your wonderful, cute little dog or kitty and everything, and they're shedding. Especially when the weather changes, they're shedding all over the place. Their hair gets embedded in the carpet. And if you've got friends that have pet allergies, they can't even come visit you because the hair from your animal,
that's true,
is triggering an allergic reaction, an asthmatic reaction, and that is very dangerous. So
yes, it is.
People have to pay attention when you're constantly coughing in your home. There's something that's irritating your lungs, probably dust buildup. And if you have an older home, especially if you've been in that home 10, 20, 30, 40 years, you probably have dust in places that you never cleaned. And I didn't know, my mother's a wonderful woman. She just celebrated 101 years of life, and I'm so grateful.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yes.
She's a short woman. She's like, a little over 5 feet.
Oh, praise be to God.
And that means, of course, she couldn't reach the high places, like, top of the refrigerator and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that means those things don't get cleaned just because, you don't know the dust is up there because you can't see it.
That's
And a
true.
lot of people, and I didn't know the things like, top shelves and refrigerator tops and things like that are, need a regular cleaning because
Yes.
I didn't see it done because she would have to stand on a ladder or something to get up there. And then when I
Correct.
got grown, I realized, oh, there's a lot of dust up here on the top of this refrigerator. Oh, you have to clean this all the time.
That's true.
Yes.
People have to think about that. What are the areas in your home that you may have never cleaned
Thought
over
about.
years of time, either because you can't reach it, you don't see it, but the dust is still accumulating and affecting your breathing. So with your deep clean, is that some of the things that you do get to
Yes.
those spaces, behind the refrigerator, behind the cabinets, behind, heavy furniture that people just don't think about because they're not visually present, but they're collecting dust and causing you maybe to cough?
Yes, ma'am. I'm usually one that takes the inbound calls, and I will share with the customers when we come in, especially with a deep clean. We do what we call a top to bottom, front to rear clean. If we can reach it, we're going to eliminate it. We have certain tools that we bring with us also that allows us to reach those inconspicuous areas that we can't reach with either a step ladder. And when you talked about mom being 5 feet tall, that's kind of a disadvantage, especially most people, if you're like me. I have a phobia of stepping on step ladders. Not that one that fell under me or I've fallen off of one. It's just that once I leave the ground, I'm off balance and I just don't like leaving the ground. So some of us are afraid to step on ladders to do that extra cleaning. But we have trained professionals that will come in and take care of those matters for you. Again, as my wife was speaking about in regards to the subscription program, it allows you to have us come out weekly, once a week, and you pay that flat rate or that flat fee either monthly, every 6 months, or for a year. And once a week, we're going to come out, we're going to get you nice and clean and keep you clean. A lot of our seniors have gotten to the point, where they can't, do those things anymore. So we're asking, for all of you that are listening to this show, if you know of any seniors, we're also going to be giving what we call or having what we call a senior program where you can sponsor a senior and have that senior's home taken care of. A lot of our seniors are being neglected even by family. Real talk. The families are disregarding the parents. The parents have gotten up in age. They can't do much of anything for themselves. And instead of them, because they can't, time is of the essence, as my wife said, or, they're busy with their own lives. Let's just do what we can do to get a professional cleaning service in there to take care of mom and dad. A lot of that can aid to, even, them being hospitalized as well. So when we come in, we do such a thorough clean. I mean, if you're talking about the switches on your wall and the outlet covers, everything is getting wiped down and we can clean it. It's clean. So just believe that. And the reality of it is, after we're done, we don't just want to tell you it's clean. We want you to see it. We're going to take you through a walkthrough, let you take a look around at the areas that we've cleaned. And then if you see something you don't like, because we don't want to leave and then get a call back and say, well, this wasn't done, that wasn't done. We're going to take you through the walkthrough. That way we get your approval. I'm going to get you a link, and then you're going to give us a thumbs up and a 5-star rating on Google. And it's going to be good for you. It's going to be good for business. It's going to be good for the environment. As the gentleman was saying, we just, again, our motto, creating clean everywhere. Wherever we go, we just want to create clean. That's just it. And if you allow us into our home, as my wife was saying, 5-star rated on Google, Yelp, Angie, Home Advisor, Better Business Bureau accredited, A+, the whole 9 yards. I mean, for us to be a little over 3 years in business, Black owned, You just can't get better. You're not going to get any better. A lot of people, just like for an example, a lot of businesses will tell you, that they have their commercials and this, that, and the other. But again, what's behind the work? The one thing that's behind Clean Creations cleaning services is love and passion. We have passion for what we do. If my dad told me, Naima, growing up, he said, son, whatever you do in life, love doing it. Because if you don't love doing it, you're going to cheat yourself as well as cheating the person you're doing it for. So love it or leave it. It's as simple as that. It's like a bad relationship. If I no longer love you, I think it's time we need to part ways.
Yeah, so you got to love your work so you'll do it right. We
Absolutely.
got callers that want to speak to you. And I think we've got, area code 706. Introduce yourself to our listening and viewing audience and give us your thoughts for Daryl and Jean Lockett of Clean Creations Cleaning Service. Go right ahead.
Yes, assalamu alaikum, Sister Naima, to my brother and his wife, Brother Lockett. I'm listening to you, and I did cleaning engineering when I came home from Vietnam, and I learned the business. The part that I'm understanding with a thorough cleaning, and I've listened to you give an excellent presentation. And one thing that I did not hear, as far as doing a thorough cleaning, you can do a thorough cleaning, you can shampoo the carpets, you can sanitize the padding under it. But the part of it is, if you don't change the air filter, you're blowing the dust right back into the house.
Gotta do that. Yes. Sounds like our brother Baba Kwame Sunhorse out of Georgia. How you feeling today? I know you've been, working on getting back to optimum health. How you doing?
That's what I'm sharing, is because I had pneumonia, and
the
thing that I had to look at in my environment is that I have central air, but I have heat filters, air filters, that when I change the clean and dust and do everything down, I take the filter out and put a new one in so it can catch the dust, the new dust that will be circulating around. I don't want to keep blowing the same virus around in my space. And we have to understand that. And then I've learned to use a tubing that I will go and I will vacuum the ducts in my ventilation system that runs through my house.
Ooh, that's important. Yes. So, having something like pneumonia where your lungs are struggling to breathe, having a clean environment is critical. It becomes a life and death issue, literally. So Daryl, tell us about the importance of vacuuming. He's talking about vacuuming the vents and things like that.
One little thing, and the thing that we're hearing right now, and you can hear the cicadas in the background. The cicadas are cleaning the air with the frequency and what they're doing.
Wow.
Because we need the energy, the electrical current and the energy. We're so bombarded with all of these EMFs. They come up. There are trillions of them. And they are actually creating a vibration of theta, which is a relaxing, and it cleans the environment in which we're living and breathing in.
Wow.
And we're 90 seconds.
Wow. Well, that is powerful. We thank you for that, Baba Kwame. Definitely cleaning outside and inside is important. And our Friday host, Viata, says, great day. Thanks for all the helpful information. Oh, and thank you for the comment. She loves this color blue. Yeah, my favorite. Well, we're excited because we get a chance to assist people who don't know that they have the power to change their environment just by making some basic decisions. And we want you all to decide to call Clean Creations, because this is a company that can help solve a problem, especially if you don't have time to adequately clean your house. Don't half do it, but get it done with Clean Creations. And thank you so much, Brother Daryl Lockett. We're out of time now and gotta go, but we want to make sure we remind you all where to call. Call for appointment 773-912-5444. 6465. That's 773-912-6465. Call today so that you can get your cleaning done and you can live and breathe clean air. I love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you so much. And thank you, Brother Kareem, as always, for being a fabulous host, co-host, and all of our American Muslim 360 family, and all of you who are listening in and joining in. If you missed any part of it, you can go to the On Air Radio Network at www.onaireverywhere.com. Go to the radio network page, or you can go to Blog Talk Radio at www.blogtalkradio.com/the-female-solution. Or, of course, you can go to the Female Solution Facebook page, YouTube channel, or Facebook and YouTube, or you can go to the Female Solution website, and that will give you everything on how to get all of our shows. Join us on tomorrow as we bring you nature-based talk with Angela. Join us. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. And as always, wherever you are, whatever you do, continue to shine your light. Be the light you want to see, and all the world will have light. Enjoy your
We've come to the end of our show today. If you missed any broadcasts, go to our website for the audio and video archives at www.thefemalesolution.com. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to thank all of you who participated in today's discussions. And to our global family joining us from all around the world, we say thank you. To our family in China, xie xie. India, Dhanyavad. Japan, arigato. Korea, kamsamnida. Russia, spasiba. Germany, danke. Poland, dziękuję. France, merci. Spain, gracias. Italy, grazie. Egypt, shukran. Ghana, madasi. Nigeria, eshe. South Africa, ngiyabonga. Senegal, jareh. Kenya, asante. Israel, toda. Pakistan, shukriya. Afghanistan, tashakur. Saudi Arabia and Palestine, shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you, and may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.
Mm-hmm.
Run that down the